The Perry Panthers at 2-0 and the Warren Harding Raiders at 1-1. Perry coming in with 2 victories over Central Catholic and St. Vincent St. Mary, and they have yet to surrender a point in their first 2 games. Warren Harding, a close loss at Canton McKinley in week 1 and a close victory against Akron Buchtel last week. When we come back, we'll hear the rest of the schedule for tonight here on Q92, as weather might be a factor, so stay tuned for that. But we have a bunch of other games coming your way on Q92 and Q92radiosports.com, and we'll be hearing about those games, and we'll hear from both coaches coming up in just a little while. But for now, we'll tell you we'll be back with more from Perry. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Visit awpsafety.com/careers or call 888-969-8929 to apply today. The Federal League would like to thank Elite Spiritwear, one of our league's corporate sponsors. Elite Spiritwear is a locally owned family business and your premier destination for all your silk screening and embroidery needs. We specialize in custom sports and business apparel. The full-service, all-in-house art and productions team guarantees timely delivery, unmatched customer service, quality, and pricing. We are excited to be a part of the Federal League community. We look forward to outfitting each school from staff to student and customizing apparel for each school's organizations, teams, and events. The Federal League would like to thank the Pro Football Hall of Fame, one of our league's corporate sponsors. The Pro Football Hall of Fame is a proud sponsor of the Federal League, where in season or off season, it's always football season at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Open 7 days a week. Plan your visit at profootball-o-f.com. The Federal League would like to thank Robert Landscaping.
That's you right there.
That's my.
Yep, you're number one.
Northeast Ohio's premier residential and commercial landscaping establishment in Jackson Township. They provide an ample amount of.
I don't want to be number 2. Number 2 stinks.
Hardscapes, decorative fence installations, outdoor lighting, lawn maintenance, leaf removal, and snow removal. Rabbit Landscaping aims to provide a quality, trustworthy landscaping service to your area. Call for a free quote at 330-936-7616.
What about you?
One thing don't help is it's going to pour down, it's going to storm.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Board of Education Superintendent, Principal and Athletic Department of Perry High School extended each of you a cordial welcome. We are pleased that you're here tonight. Perry High School and Warren Harding High School are members of the Ohio High School Athletic Association and abide by the high standards of conduct, competition, and relations with member schools. The athletes in this game are friendly rivals. While play may be fierce, all in attendance tonight are reminded that this is a game between
good week this week,
and that the sporting behavior is expected. The officials assigned to this
It was
game
just
have
a
been
blur.
selected and assigned
It just
according to
Monday
procedures
completely
adopted
threw
by
me
the
off.
Ohio
Well,
High School Athletic Association and the
We had a
Federal
game
League.
Friday night, and then Saturday morning,
Referee Rick Shaw.
my wife and I and our younger daughter and my mom got in the car and drove to Western North Carolina to visit family. We haven't been down there in several years, so we were there 30 seconds. You got heights and weights on that pair or on that Harding.
Who do you need?
Yeah, I was just their quarterback there.
Yeah. With some D1 offers.
Yeah. Here we go. Welcome back to Perry High School on Q92 and Q92radiosports.com. High school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group as the Perry Panthers at 2-0 take on the 1-1 Raiders of Warren Harding. Only one injury to talk about in the Life Care Family Health and Dental Care Injury Report, and that is for Warren Harding. Mandus Provitt, a junior running back and linebacker who played in the first game against McKinley, injured and will not play here tonight. But the team's otherwise pretty healthy other than that. A reminder to stay tuned following the game tonight for the Paramount Elite Player of the Game. Paramount Elite for all your general contracting and home restoration needs. Weather could be a factor tonight. We have rain right now. Hopefully it stays just rain, but there is a lot of wind blowing, and we'll see how much the weather will affect what we have going on here this evening. It's a late arriving crowd waiting for the weather, and the ponchos and the umbrellas are out as we get ready to go down to the field as the Perry Band performs our national anthem.
Areas of the stadium to please stand at their places, face our stars and stripes, and join in the singing of our Star-Spangled Banner. Ladies and gentlemen, your hats, please. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and may God bless America.
All right, as we get set for a game tonight between the Perry Panthers and the Warren Harding Raiders, we're going to bring in my partner, Brian Beatty, and it's always talked about with the Perry Panthers, their offense at wing T and how do you get ready for it, but the headlines this week were about their defense. 2 straight shutouts to start the season. First time ever for a Perry team.
Yeah, absolutely. The defense has been a key for Perry to start the season off with Coach Wakefield trying to taking over the helms on that side of the ball. Familiar face in Perry for sure. But yeah, preparing for this wing T, I had the opportunity a couple of years at Louisville doing this, but it's a lot of just doing your job is what we say, and offensively, you got to hit the big plays. You got to take care of the ball. You can't be behind the sticks, the chains all night. You got to get up on Perry because before you know it, you'll look up the scoreboard and it's the fourth quarter. Perry, they want to eliminate the big plays tonight and control the ball in the clock, which, they're built to do. Tonight with the weather, rain, you got to take care of the ball on both sides of both sides. And week 3, looking forward to it.
All right, the Panthers are getting set to kick off. They're wearing the all-black tonight with the white numbers and letters and striping, the black helmets with the white P on each side. And Harding with the gold jerseys, black numbers and letters and trim, white pants with black and gold, and the black helmets, and the ball is kicked, and it will go well back and through the end zone. The wind at the back of the Perry kicker, Brock Huggins, who is a weapon even without wind, but with the wind at his back, he's going to be especially important here this evening for the Perry Panthers in this ball game. So Harding will come out. Their quarterback is Chaz Coleman. We haven't talked about him yet. He wears number 1 in his jersey. He has offers from, I believe, Kentucky and Ole Miss as an athlete, a rush end and maybe a tight end, but he's playing quarterback here for Warren Harding and has led his team to one victory in their first 2 games, and he is a handful from everything I've heard so far. As Warren starts 1st and 10 on their 20, and it's going to be a handoff up the middle, and it's going to be maybe a 1-yard pickup. That carry by, I believe that was Raytwan Hill, who made the carry. No, it was B.J. Coleman on the carry, and now he's going to come out of the game. Don't know if he was injured or an equipment problem, but he's coming out. And so it'll be no gain on the play, 2nd down and 10 as we are just underway. It is very windy, not raining very hard at this moment. And we have, again, a player coming off the field. That will be Mike King-Adair. He was in the game, lined up, and now he's coming off, and I don't really know why.
They had this equipment issue against McKinley. They had a couple of kids. A lot of times it's the knee pads.
All right, here's Coleman trying to run to his left. He wanted to pitch it out, but he did not. He instead turned the ball upfield and got maybe a yard against this Perry defense, which has been so stout this year. Carson Gitcom and Landon Ristoff on the ends, or on the defensive line, along with Michael Millen and Jonathan Clintworth, and they are tough to move out of the way. As now Marcus Crum comes into the ball game. He'll come out wide to the left. They'll bring trips to the near side, 1 out to the right, and 1 in the backfield to the left of Chaz Coleman. He wants to throw. Quickly slings it out this way, 20-25, and that is it on the catch by Marcus Crum. He goes down to the 25-yard line. On the tackle was Kevlon Belknap for the Perry Panthers, and it's 5 yards and nothing else for Warren Harding. They'll have to punt it away.
Belknap had a nice play before. He took that pitch option away from Harding. Quarterback had nowhere to go on that.
We'll keep you updated on the Sardis scoreboard all night long as Coleman gets ready to punt. No rush, gets the kick away into the wind. Nice kick. Wow, that's to the 30, taking a Harding bounce inside the 25, inside the 20, and all the way down to the 19-yard line.
Yeah,
56 on the punt.
Definitely an athlete there. That's a great punt. It's the worst thing you want to do when you're a return guy. You got to try to get that ball caught in the air. It doesn't take that bounce. But.
Well, it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Perry Panthers, starting on their 19-yard line. Quarterback is Austin Maddox. Maddox, the senior. And he'll be under center here on 1st down as they line up in the wing tee and they run it over the right side, and a little bit of rushing yardage for Caleb Lawhan. He's a junior. And he came into the game with 32 yards on 10 carries on the season, and he gets the first carry of the ball game. They have 123 yards from Hundley. Marcellus Harris with 110. Kyson Walker with 92. Austin Maddox, the quarterback, with 82. So they spread it around on the ground game. Maddox under center. Turns, hands it off again over the left side. Lawhan looking for room, picks his way through and has a 1st down out across the 35 and out to the 37-yard line. So 2 good carries for the Panthers to start things off, and not the way that Harding wants to start defensively. They want to button that up.
Exactly. Just hard runs. They're making their reads and just taking the ball right up the middle right now. And like you said before, there's so many options. So many people run and get carries in this offense. Can't just key on one.
One man out wide to the left, wing to each side, tight end right and one back as Maddox Sends a man in motion. They'll hand it off again over the left side. And again, good yardage out across the 40 to the 45-yard line. And Caleb Lawson is the feature back so far for the Perry Panthers. We are 3.5 minutes into this first period. No score on the Sardis scoreboard. Maddox looks to the far sideline for the play, and it will be brought in by one of his receivers, Luke Wolf. They have two very big receivers to go along with their good running game. And on second down and 2, man in motion left is Harris. And they give it again to Lawson up the middle. He's hit around the line of scrimmage. Still driving forward, moving the legs, and they'll spot him. It's like close to the 48, which would be good for a first down.
Yeah, Perry running backs, you're not going to see any dancing. It's north and south football. It's get the ball, get upfield, find that seam, and bust through it.
So 1st and 10 on the 48, and the Panthers doing exactly what they would like here. They started on their 19-yard line, and they picked up 2 first downs, all on running plays. Maddox under center. Gives it on the sweep, coming to the near side. Kyson Walker dragged down around the line of scrimmage by guess who? Chaz Coleman, who just got it by the shirt sleeve and pulled him down. Coleman, the quarterback, 6'5" and 230 pounds. And all of that for sure. Whistles and the clock stops. Not sure what that's about. It was a loss of a yard on the play back to the 47-yard line. So 2nd and 11 here for the Panthers. And Wolf will come in with a play from the far side of the field. Just reaches the huddle with 19 on the play clock. Panthers come to the line of scrimmage. Now with Maddox in the pistol. Wing left, 2 receivers to each side. Harris in motion left. He's going to roll out to the left. He's being rushed. He gets away from the first man, but he's going to be dropped back on the 45-yard line. Coleman was in there first, and in to clean up was Deshaun Wynn, a senior defensive end. So the Panthers move back another couple of yards, and it'll be 3rd down and 13.
Nice defensive play there. The running back, 23, was out there in the flats, wide open. That's where the quarterback was looking. There was too much pressure right in his face right away.
So the play comes in, reaching the huddle again with 17 on the play clock. Perry comes to the line of scrimmage with 10. Of course, they're happy with the clock running. We're halfway through the first quarter and no score in this one. Maddox with Harris in motion left. It's a reverse handoff, and right up the middle, nothing there for Kyson Walker. So the Harding defense, which gave up 29 yards on 4 running plays to start, completely stymies Perry on the next 3 plays.
Yeah, Perry gets behind the chains. That's, they're not built that type of an offense, and Harding did a great job staying where they need to. That was a nice counter play, but tackle and the defensive end stayed home and made the play.
Punt formation here for Perry with 2 back deep for the Raiders. Good snap, no rush. And the kick is airborne with a wind behind it, coming to the near sideline and out of bounds inside the 30. And we have a problem on the near sideline as a Perry player got caught up with some Harding players, but cooler heads prevail, and he's able to get across the field. I think he got blocked into the sideline there, and like we were close to something that didn't really ever happen.
Yeah, he was being blocked, and the fence is what stopped him.
Well, Harding will take over on their 25-yard line. That's where the ball was spotted out of bounds after the 30-yard punt. We're at 5:14 of the first quarter. 0-0 on the Sardis scoreboard. Canton South leading Sandy Valley 7-0 early. Mineral Ridge 7, St. Thomas Aquinas nothing. Coleman in the pistol. He has an H-back and he has a running back, and he fakes the handoff and he wants to run up the middle, and he's not getting away. I believe that was Preston Daisy who had him by the shirt tail. Another one of those big Perry linemen. They're going to give him 2 yards on the play out to the 27-yard line. And we have a Harding player down. He was up until a moment ago, and then he went down. And not sure what the problem is. but he's going to be tended to by the trainers with 4:51 with the clock stopped here in the first quarter. And the score 0-0. And they're taking a look at his right knee. You can't tell who that player is. But as we say on the Sardis scoreboard, West Branch and Girard tied at 7 in the first. East Canton over Sandy Valley, and Northwest up 7-0 over Louisville in the first quarter there. So we'll try to keep you updated on all the scores for this evening. Other games in action. Not sure who that player is. I think it's 60, which would be Dalen Curry, senior lineman. So he'll have to come out for the time being. Walking around in his own, though. Other games have Minerva at Springfield. Glen Oak is at Austintown Fitch. Claymont at Fairless. Lake is at Brecksville. And Stowe is at Jackson. 2nd and 8. Coleman back to throw. Going to throw it deep. Ball in the air. Player under it and batted away. Incomplete. Down on the 35-yard line. It was double coverage. Well, the pass was on the money, but the coverage was just too good, and it'll be 3rd down and 8.
A great play by Perry's defense there. The two defensive backs had that covered well. It was a nice ball. They just made a better play on the defensive side.
The receiver was Steven Sims, who has a touchdown catch this season. Third down and 8. Coleman takes the snap, rolling out to his right, fires far sideline and low and incomplete, bouncing in to the intended receiver who came diving back for it. And that pass was intended for Devon Morgan, senior receiver. And Harding picked up 2 yards on their first play and then 2 incomplete passes, so they will have to kick it away again. Coleman back in his 15. Single safety is Kyson Walker back inside his 40. High floating kick, fair catch, and Walker goes down to his knees to take it on the 36-yard line. 38 on the punt, no return. They'll spot it on the 35-yard line, and with 4:25 to go in the first quarter, we remain scoreless, and the Perry Panthers will get the ball back. They had it at their own 19 last time. They drove it out across the 45 and 4 quick running plays, but then they got thrown backwards 3 times and had to punt it away. Austin Maddox, the senior quarterback, started a whole bunch of games for this Perry team. Harris in motion, and they give it left side to Lawn, I believe. Again over the left side. Oh, that's Connor Shepard, who picks up about 7 yards on the play, maybe 8. And they'll spot him on the 42. So that's a gain of 7 as the rain continues to fall. The wind blows. And we're hopeful that that's all we have to experience here this evening. 2nd down and 3. Wolf comes to the near side as the lone wideout. Wing each way, tight end left. Maddox under center, turns and hands it off. As Shepard tries to turn the corner, and they've got him hemmed in, and they drop him. Did the ball come out? Players diving in. Apparently, it will still be Perry's ball. Tyler Smith was in there for the Raiders, along with Kenneth Bird. It will be a 3rd down, and we'll call it 1 from the 44-yard line for Perry. Down to 3:10 to go in the first quarter. Wolf will go out to the left. Same formation, this time the tight end to the right side. And the ball is out. Ball came out on the snap, and Harding recovers it on the 49-yard line. The ball just got away from Maddox. He was turning around trying to look for it, and he kicked it forward about 5 yards. and one of the Harding Raiders recovered on his own 49-yard line. So the first big break of the game goes for Warren Harding.
Yeah, it was number 8 Sims for Harding. Got the recovery. He had a nice play on the defense. That last play on that second and short came in really filled and had stopped that counter coming back towards him. He's been playing well. Once again, like I said, it's just assignment football. You have to be in your position. Don't be chasing after players. Play your position.
It will be 1st and 10 here for Harding. New quarterback in the game. That is James Jones. He has been out there a little this year. He's a sophomore. And as the play clock was getting ready to run out, we'll take a timeout. Timeout Harding. No score with 2:52 left in the first. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
I watched a little bit. They had Coleman playing quarterback too against Bookdale.
Jones is 1 for 4 for 10 yards, and he's just played a little bit. Maybe they just put him out there to give him
a
Coleman
breather.
a break. Yeah,
I saw him down here warming up. Seven's getting taped.
Warren Harding with the ball from their 49, 1st and 10. On the Sardis scoreboard, Streetsboro leads Alliance 7-0. New quarterback in the game for Harding. It's a sophomore. James Jones rolling to the right, setting up, firing far side, and 2 defenders and 1 receiver in that area. I believe the pass might have been picked off, but it was out of bounds. And I think there was Austin Maddox, who's turned into a pretty good safety this year for Perry, who made that play, but that was a throw into coverage. Jones has played in both games this season, but only 1 for 5 now for 10 yards as a passer. As we said, only a sophomore, and maybe just to give Coleman a break. I don't see anything wrong with him. He's just standing here on the near sideline watching what's going on. They have 3 to the right, 1 to the left, and it's a handoff. Out to the right side goes Mike King Adair around the corner, and to the sideline and out of bounds on the 46-yard line. So a pickup of about 5, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 5 here for Warren Harding. They don't have a first down yet. They recovered a fumble here at midfield, put themselves in their best field position so far. Jones to the near sideline, gets the play and runs it back in as the rain is picking up and the wind is picking up. They will bring 3 out to the near side. From the wide man, as Jones looks right, throws high, incomplete.
It's a good route. The ball just got away from him there. Threw it a little bit high.
Like on both of those throws, he didn't really have his feet set when he let go of the football. That one, he was kind of hopping around when he let go of the ball and threw it high. Probably a wet ball as well. And so now 4th down for Harding from the Perry 46, 4th and 5. And Coleman is in at quarterback. He's also the punter, so let's see what he decides to do. He's going to kick it. He faked, though he was going to throw. Now he kicks, and it's going to bounce inside the 5. And did they save it? Oh, no. He just couldn't save it. He got to it before it went in the end zone and threw the ball back toward the field, and it rolled back into the end zone before someone else could get to it.
Yeah, it's just a quick kick. Trying to bring the returner up, which they did, and they had to play perfectly. The only problem is your receivers have to run full speed. They know what's coming there, and they need to get downfield and make sure they're at the end zone, coming out of the end zone, down to that. He's kind of jogging there, and if he would have sprinted down the field, that would have been a great play.
Well, Perry with the 1st and 10 with 2:25 left in the first. From their 20-yard line, Maddox under center. Gives to the second man, trying to sweep. And again, Harding is there to stop that end around play. That carry by Kyson Walker, who came in this game with 92 yards rushing, averaging over 7.5 yards a carry. Maddox just under 6. Shepard about 5. Harris about 8.5 yards per carry. Harris has not gotten the ball, I don't believe, so far tonight. Second down and 8. Under center. This time they give it on the sweep left. It's Harris, and he is going to go down after a short gain. That time coming from the interior was Matthew Richardson with the tackle. And that will bring up a 3rd and long here for Perry. They give him another yard there. So the ball on the 23, 3rd and 7, as we're a minute and a half away from the end of the first quarter. Quarter that's been played between the 20s.
Absolutely.
Wolf will come out to the near side right. Wing each way. Tight end left. One back. Maddox brings a man in motion to the near side. Play action. Rushes on. Maddox in trouble. And he can't get away from Coleman, who was all over him back there. Chaz Coleman with the sack back to the 15-yard line. And just like that, Perry will have to punt after a 3 and out. They'll be punting from around their goal line.
Yeah, he was definitely on the blitz there. He came out. He looked like a sprinter coming off the line there, and there was no chance.
All right, punt formation. And 2 at the 50-yard line for the Raiders. Here's the kick. It's a high end-over-end kick, far side of the field. Fair catch taken at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, Harding only had 10 players on the field there.
Yeah, I saw you counting. I knew something had to be up.
That's the old coaching.
I was just going to
Those
say,
special
when,
teams,
when the coaches start counting, pointing at people, yes.
You're not as much trouble on the defensive side. At least you fair caught it there. The offense is where you can get those illegal formation penalties when you don't have enough out there.
24.5 seconds left in the first quarter. Harding inching their way forward field position-wise. Now take over on the Perry 42 with a 1st and 10. We are scoreless in the final moments of the first quarter. B.J. Coleman in as the running back behind Chaz Coleman. He gets the handoff over the right side. And again, nothing there, but he bounces off and he comes around to the near side 40, 35, and down around the 33-yard line. Dragged down from behind by Kevlin Belknap. And that is going to be, I believe, a 1st down for Harding. It's very close to one anyway. Nope, they're going to make it 2nd and less than a yard. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. So we played one from Perry in the rain. And after one quarter of play, it's the Perry Panthers nothing, the Warren Harding Raiders nothing. We'll be back for quarter number 2. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Chicken from Chick-fil-A. She has 3 chances to pick a field goal for the 15, 10, and 5-yard line. If she makes
See, we're 2 for 2.
she wins a month.
I'm going to say no, but we'll see.
Chick-fil-A.
A month of chicken. 15, 10, and 5.
Play clock's going to run out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, just short.
We'll get another chance here.
All right, back here at Perry and getting ready for second quarter action. As we have a young lady out on the field trying a field goal for some free chicken. Looks like her second try was good. So we've been here twice and we've seen 2 successful kicks.
Absolutely.
It was a scoreless first quarter on the Sarda scoreboard. Elsewhere, Sandy Valley leading East Canton 21-7. Badger to Ullman again, 21 yards. Northwest up 14-0 over Louisville. Sandy Valley up on, had that one already. Streetsboro up 7-0 on Alliance. And we are back for quarter number 2. Clint Scroggs and Brian Beatty from Perry. And Harding with the ball. They're going to run it around the near side. To the corner comes Sims, and he's going to get the 1st down. He's down around the 25-yard line. He picks up
Tackled by number 9, Austin Maddox.
Good yardage on that play, and that will be Harding's first down, if I'm not mistaken, of the evening. It comes on the first play of the second quarter.
First and down for the Raiders.
And they go up the middle, and a nice burst up the middle for King Adair, a sophomore who's been a big part of their offense this year, and Harding starting to get the feel of things, it looks like.
Yeah, nice run there. Broke a tackle in the backfield and just kept his feet running. A nice drive here. Second effort runs.
Yeah, the last play of the previous quarter was looked like it was going to be stopped for no gain, and Sims got around the corner and picked up 9. And now they have they must have given him a first down on that last play, because now it's second down and 2, according to the chains. Here's a handoff over the left side, and stretching forward is B.J. Coleman this time, and he's to the 13, and he does have a Harding first down. Remember, Perry has not given up a point so far this year. We're at 9 quarters and counting, but the Raiders are in the R.G. Drake red zone at the 12-yard line as we are early second quarter.
Coming out in a stack eye here again.
Tight end each way, 3 backs in an eye behind the quarterback, and he tries to bounce it outside to the right, and he's going to go down back in the backfield. That's Adair again, I believe. They had everything lined up to go straight ahead, and he tried to bounce it to the outside, and the pursuit was too good for the Perry Panthers, and they drop him for a loss of close to 5 yards on the play. So a big play there for the Perry defense. It's actually a 7-yard loss on the play. They bring 2 receivers to the near side right, 1 out to the left. Now man switches to the slot on the left side. 5 on the play clock. Coleman takes the snap. Now he's going to run it up the middle. 15, 10, down to the 5, and diving ahead for close to first down yardage. He's going to be a little bit short, but it will be third down and about 2.5 here for the Harding Raiders.
Nice play there. That was definitely a draw, a run all the way there. The snap was a little to the right, kind of kept him off course. So that slowed him down just a second. But, sometimes that doesn't hurt on a draw because it kind of slows him down, to let those defensive linemen get upfield so you can get by them.
Again, they go with the stack eye behind the quarterback, Coleman under center. Give it to the second man. It's Coleman trying to bounce to the outside. B.J. Coleman is in for the Harding touchdown. A 5-yard run, and Harding is on the board. And they have an injured Harding player down on the field. That is Kenneth Bird, one of their linemen who's down. And the trainers are out to check on him. So B.J. Coleman with the touchdown run. He had a touchdown run against Canton McKinley. So his second one of the season. And we'll wait to see what the situation is with the injured Harding player.
That was a nice run there. When you're a running back, you get outside, you're in the goal line situation like that. I always taught him you want to get to the pylon. As soon as you get to the pylon, as soon as you see that seam, take that seam and get in the end zone. So you want to stretch it and then puncture it there. And if you looked at that last play, a couple of the linemen from Harding were down. When Perry gets in those short yards, they'll explode low on you to fill those gaps up. So the running back saw that, took the ball outside, stretched it, and then punctured in for a touchdown.
All right, extra point attempt coming. Devon Morgan is holding. And it looks like Jerron Edmonds is the place kicker. He'll put it up, has the distance, and it's good. So with 8:55 to go in the first half, Harding on top, 7-0. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92. First points given up by Perry this year.
And those short yardage, those linemen or defense linemen just crushed down low on those offensive linemen. And I tell you what, it just, I hate
You get hurt that
you
way.
get hurt that. I mean, it's a lead. I mean, you're tied. You know what they're doing, but
10
you
seconds.
can take the advantage of that, taking it outside.
Yeah, because they can't pursue. Right?
Yeah.
Harding on top, 7-0. Perry had the early juice, it seemed like, but Harding has been able to clamp down defensively and move gradually the field position in their favor, and that time had to go only about 46 yards for that touchdown drive. Kickoff here by Jaron Edmonds, who just hit the extra point. Line drive kick near side, and it's going to go by the returner and into the end zone. Kyson Walker on that frozen rope down the middle of the near side of the field, tried to get over to field it, and it just sailed past him and into the end zone. So 1st and 10, Perry from their 20, trailing for the first time this season. Panthers giving up the first points of the season after shutouts of Central Catholic and St. Vincent St. Mary. They need to get this offensive thing straightened out after a couple of rough possessions.
Yeah, they've been behind the chains here, forced to throw, which isn't, their MO for sure.
See if they maybe put it in the air on first down. Nope, going to be a run. It is Walker trying to turn right end, and the Raiders have figured that one out tonight as they make another tackle for loss. Matthew Richardson, along with some others, in on that stop for the Harding Raiders. 2nd and 11, back at the 19-yard line.
Yeah, you said others. They're gang tackling. They're very impressive so far with their defensive.
They gave up 26 to Canton McKinley. Then one of their scores in that game was a pick six. And they gave up 18 to Buchtel, stopping a 2-point conversion that would have tied the game late in the action last week. On 2nd down, quick play up the middle and spinning and twisting. Connor Shepard out to about the 23-yard line, so he picks up 4. So again, a 3rd and long here for Perry. 3rd and 7. Haven't really seen any 7-yard running plays for them since their first possession, and they have not been able to protect the quarterback when he's gone back to throw.
No, they're definitely bringing pressure on these 3rd and long situations. And Coleman's an athlete. It's nice to have that weapon on that side making the pressure.
He lines up on the edge on the left side of the defensive line, or he is here. Interesting, he throws right-handed, but he punts with his left foot. So I don't know if he's naturally left or right-handed. Here's Maddox, half roll near side, pulls it down, still looking, being chased, still running. Now he throws over the middle and incomplete. Pass behind Kyson Walker, who was covered by Steven Sims. And it will be 4th down now and 7. And Perry once again will be forced to punt. 7:13 to go in the first half. Reminder to stay tuned for the Putman Property halftime show, which will feature news and scores and highlights of our first half.
Yeah, the pressure on the passing plays has been definitely in Harding's favor here. Coleman got off the edge fast.
Here's a punt to the near side of the field. They let it bounce. It takes a slight Harding bounce, and it's down on the Raiders' 46-yard line. So 31 on the punt and no return. Stay tuned for the Paramount Elite Player of the Game following tonight's broadcast. Paramount Elite for all your general contracting and home restoration needs. So 1st and 10 for Harding from their 47 with 7:05 to go in the first half. Raiders on top 7-0. They'll send 3 out to the far side. That's Richardson, Morgan, and Marcus Crum. And then they have Sims to the near side. One back. Coleman takes the snap. quarterback draw, bounces outside left, still running, and he takes it close to another first down. They're going to mark him right around the Perry 44, and that'll be a 9-yard pickup. Another player slow to get up. That's Coleman. He's slow to get up. He is up on his feet, twisting a little like it was something to do with his back or something. He's still doing that, but he stays in the game, awaiting the play.
Interesting. They're lined up their trips right before they even come out of the huddle. The receivers do not go back to the
5 on the play clock as Richardson again will run it up the middle. First down to the 40, stumbles and goes down on the 38-yard line. And the Panthers have to find a solution for that. They have found a team here that's competing with them very well on the lines. After the first possession, it looked like Perry was going to be dominant on the lines to start here tonight, but Harding has turned that around.
Yeah, they, I always said, you take the first shot, see how you reacted, and Harding reacted positive here, and they definitely see something here with these draws with the quarterback.
Again, trips near side, one out to the left, and they'll hand it off. Running around left end, nothing there for Adair trying to get to the outside, forced out of bounds on the 39-yard line. So that's going to be a loss of about a yard on the play. 2nd and 11, 5:40 to go in the first half, with Harding on top 7-0. Marcus Crum comes in with a play from the near side. This time they'll send 2 receivers out to that side and 2 to the near side right. In the pistol, Chaz Coleman, the senior quarterback, back to throw. Gets a rush, rolling to his right, heaving it downfield into the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. It looked like it hit the receiver in the back because he was trying to get in front of the defender. And interesting looking play there at the end. Coleman easily able to get outside. Looked like he could have run that ball for quite a while.
He threw it, across his body. It was a nice ball, but receiver, like you said, was just trying to come back and had his back to the ball, hit right on the back of his shoulder pad. Sometimes those quarterbacks, they think they're quarterbacks, they just want to throw the ball no matter what.
On the Sardis scoreboard, Jackson 14, Stowe nothing. Sandy Valley up on East Canton 35-7. Streetsboro 14, Alliance nothing. Here's a run to the right on 3rd and 11. And they're going to pick up about 4 to the 35-yard line. So that was a play that looked like they decided already they were going to go for it on 4th down.
Yes, just trying to get it, a few yards to make it a manageable 4th down play here.
4th and 7. Let's see what else on the Sardis scoreboard. Northwest up on Louisville 14-6. As Harding with a 4th down now and 7 on the Perry 35. Coleman in the pistol. Brings B.J. Coleman to his right. Now he backs up a couple of steps, and he's going to kick it again. And he kicks it high and can't down it this time. It's going to hit around the goal line and go into the end zone. Yeah, the wind at his back there. The wind has died down somewhat. But again, the quick kick ends up in a touchback, and Perry will take over on their 20 with 4:43 to go in the first half.
Yeah, the coaches must have got on them. The receivers did a lot better sprinting down the field, so I think they saw that last play. But just the wind behind you, like you said, behind his back, it just carried it in the end zone.
He might get some looks as a punter if the whole rush end thing didn't work out. He's got a strong leg.
Yes, he does.
Austin Maddox for Perry on 1st and 10 from their 20. 1 back, 2 wings, 2 receivers. And on 1st down, they go with a quick hitter up the middle. And pretty decent yardage there for Connor Shepard out across the 25, close to the 26-yard line. So their best running play in quite a while. Picks up 6 yards. 2nd and 4. This time it is Jaden Wilson coming in with a play from the far sideline. from Coach Zach Slates. Same formation. And this time they give it on the sweep to the near side. And Harris trying to get around the corner, and he's going to be dragged down back around the line of scrimmage. Marcellus Harris unable to get around the corner, and it looks like Harding, a little too much speed for Perry for them to be able to run those wide plays.
Yeah, they're keeping their contained, folks forcing the ball back inside, and, then they have the pursuit, gang tackling. It's nice to see here.
So again, 3rd and call it 5 here for Perry from their 25-yard line. We're at 3:35 to go in the first half. This time they'll send 2 out to the right side and 2 to the near side left. Maddox alone in the backfield in the pistol on 3rd and 5. Man goes in motion. Fake to him. Run near side, 25, and he dives out across the 30, and it looks like he might have a first down. Austin Maddox with some extra effort there to jump over a tackler and pick up a very important first down there for Perry at the 31.
Absolutely. Austin knew where the first down marker was, and he gave all the effort, dove, and got that first down.
So a fresh set of downs for the Panthers, as we'll be under 3 minutes when this play gets started. Can they go with the 4 receivers, wing left? Maddox takes the snap, runs straight ahead, takes a big hit, gets out to the 34-yard line. First man there was Raylan Adams, the senior defensive back, who put face on face on that hit at the 34. It's pickup of 3. Another thing about this offense, we talked about different aspects of it. It's not a great 2-minute offense.
No, absolutely not. No. It's definitely grinded out. Not going to change much up.
Here's Harris on the end around, and he runs right into a tackler, but we have whistles and flags. We might have had movement as the ball was snapped. It's going to be an offside call against Warren Harding. So the Panthers, instead of being 3rd and about 10, are going to be at 2nd and about 2 out at the 38-yard line, 39-yard line.
Yeah, Leiden Judge on Perry's side called that. Usually have the coaches in their ear there making that call. You might get 1 or 2 of those a game.
It's rough enough being an official in football, but to be the one standing right by the bench, that would be the worst, it would seem to me. Here's a handoff around left end, and again, very little yardage available. He might pick up 1. And a timeout here for Perry. With 2:01 to go in the first half, we'll take a break. 7-0 Harding on the Sardis scoreboard. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92. On the Sardis scoreboard, it's 7-0 here. Harding over Perry. Jackson leading Stowe 14-0. Hoover 19. Akron North nothing. Northwest 14. Louisville 6. Cass Tech leading McKinley 7-3 in the second. Lake over Brecksville 10-0. Bergen Catholic leading Massillon 21-14 in the second. Fairless up on Claymont 7-0. 3rd and 1 here for Perry. They go straight ahead. First down and more. And into the secondary, inside the 40, inside the 30, and down inside the 20. The ball's poked out, rolling along the sideline. And let's see, did the ball
Harding
go
got
out of
that.
bounds? It looks like Harding got the ball along the sideline, and it is Harding ball. That run by Connor Shepard took him all the way inside the 20, but somebody reached in and poked the ball away. It rolled along the sideline. Don't know how it didn't go out of bounds, but it kept rolling down the sideline inside the 10, and Harding recovers on their own 9-yard line. Second lost fumble by Perry, and that was a huge one.
What a great play by Harding there. Not giving up on the play. Your beat, it looks like here on the replay, it was number 8 that just punched the ball right out from underneath, and that ball stayed in bounds the whole time. But like I said, that's, you're not giving up on a play, long run, and you're still giving effort, and that's a huge turnover.
Steven Sims forcing the fumble there, and now Harding from their 9 with a 1st and 10. And it's going to be a handoff. Coleman handing it off, and Perry stopping that play. Maybe a loss on the play of about a yard, and a flag comes in after the play. James Jones, the backup quarterback, was in there. He was running to the near sideline. And the flag came from an official in among the players long after the play was over.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Number 28. Walker.
So it'll be a personal foul. I didn't catch the number. But in any case, it will be back inside the 5, and Perry's going to take another timeout with 1:36 left in the half. We'll take it. 7-0 Harding. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92. Harding 7, Perry nothing on the Sardis scoreboard. Stay tuned for the Putman Properties halftime show coming up. 1:36 of football from now. Harding will have its 2nd and 14 on their 4-yard line after the personal foul penalty against the Raiders. And they again have their sophomore quarterback in the game, James Jones. Interesting choice here by their head coach, Matt Richardson, to have the sophomore in there. Standing on his goal line, hands it off up the middle, looking for a hole, and not anything developing for the running back up the middle for the Raiders. He gets to the 6, and Perry will take another timeout.
Yeah, I don't look for Harding to throw the ball here. I'd have my athlete back there in the end zone taking the snap, but
I don't know if it's a every blank possession we put the other guy in, but I don't know. I might have to use pencil to write that down rather than pen, so I could erase it in a situation like this. 1:26 to go in the first half, and it is 7-0 for Harding. 17-0 now. Jackson leading Stowe about halfway through the second quarter. Perry gets into conference play next week. They will host Lake, and the Blue Streaks off to a great start in this season. Our scheduled game next week is Glen Oak at McKinley. So it'll be 3rd and 12 for the Raiders on their 6-yard line. And this time, Jones will go under center. Again with a stack eye. 3 running backs line up right behind him, and they try to run it to the right. And again, Perry is there to stop it for no gain or possibly a loss on the play. And it was Connor Shepard getting in to make the tackle. Perry out of timeouts now, so they can't stop it again. We're at 1 minute and the play clock at 23, so it'll be around 40 when the play clock gets close to 0. Matthew Richardson, the head coach, he's standing down at the 5-yard line next to the official.
21-0 Street.
And he will call the timeout with 1 on the play clock. 40 seconds on the game clock. We'll take a break. 7-0 Harding. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92. How many left?
Again, check out the scoreboard for the Perry High School Athletic Hall of Fame dinner Saturday, September 14th. It's going to be held at the McKinley Eagles, and the doors open doors open at 5:06. You can scan the QR code. It's on the board. Or check with Andy.
Warren Harding will have a 4th and 13 on their own 5-yard line. They lead 7-0 in the last 40 seconds of the first half. They're having a punt here out of their own end zone, so dangerous situation as Chaz Coleman goes back in punt formation. It's only about 12 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He could back up a couple more yards if he wanted to. Snap is high, fields it with one hand. There's no rush on. And a line drive kick to the near side is going to go out of bounds at the Perry 43-yard line. Wow.
What a great play by Chaz there. I mean, 6'5", be able to grab that high snap. Most punters aren't that athletic. And then they made a great punt, kept it to the sideline so they couldn't get a return no matter what, and it took a nice little bounce. And like we said earlier, 32 seconds for Perry's offense. They could slip something quick.
That was a 50-yard punt by Coleman. And really no wind to speak of now.
No.
We still have some rain, but the wind is not here. Maddox got to go back to throw. Stepping up, and now he throws near side. He's got a man wide open. Harris at the 40. He's to the 30, down the sidelines, and forced out of bounds inside the 20, down at the 19 with 23 seconds left in the half. Somebody forgot about Marcellus Harris out of the backfield, and nice vision by Maddox to find that man downfield.
Yeah, a great play there. He kind of just set up his block and just kind of slipped out there, didn't have anybody else to block. So that's always a nice release and good eyes down the field there by the quarterback.
23 seconds left in the half. Perry trailing 7-0, and they have it on the Harding 20-yard line. Remember, they have a very good kicker as well. Man in motion to the right. Maddox rolling right. Still rolling, and throws it away with a couple of players bearing down on him. One of them, Amir Cobb, with 18.9 seconds left in the half. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Putman Properties halftime show coming up in just a few minutes.
That's a nice play there by the quarterback. Nothing open. Give her the ball. Live to play another down. Don't try to force something and have the turnover. That's hard to teach these kids.
Just want to make a play.
Yeah, especially a quarterback that doesn't get to throw the ball much.
Harris and Wolf out to the right, 2 to the near side. Maddox quickly back, lofting for the end zone. Man open, touchdown, Perry. Jaden Wilson got behind the Raiders defense. Maddox hit him perfectly, and we're a point away from a tie with 14 seconds to go in the first half.
Yeah, like we said, this offense is built for these quick drives and throwing the ball down the field.
They can strike from anywhere, these Perry Panthers.
Yes.
Well, a couple of looked like breakdowns there by the Harding defense, both on the screen pass and also on that one. And a man running free in the backfield. Here's Brock Huggins for the extra point. Sends it up and through. 14 seconds left in the first half. Our score now on the Sardis scoreboard, Harding 7, Perry 7. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92. Harding 7, Perry 7. Perry has tied the score in the final moments of this first half. They showed their early strength, and then it was Harding pushing them around a little bit. The Panthers taking advantage of some good field position and judicious use of their timeouts. And they have tied the score as Brock Huggins readies to kick off. 2 men back deep for the Raiders, and this boot will go into the end zone. It's quite a weapon for any high school to have, as their kicker can hit it into the end zone pretty easily. So 14 seconds, the Raiders will start on their 20-yard line. Another thing about using your backup quarterback back deep there, you're taking a running option away from your offense. They got a lot of yardage out of Chaz Coleman being able to run the ball on draw plays and also on improvisation.
Yeah, absolutely. There, and they weren't going to look to throw the ball with the clock. They wanted to to run the time off there and force Perry to use their timeouts.
So Harding from their 20, and Coleman is in there now. They get a late player on the field offensively, and Coleman will hand it off and bounce to the outside of the 20-21, and that will be it. I believe that's Adair running the ball, and nobody calling a timeout, it appears, and that will be the end of the first half. So we have reached halftime here at Perry on a rainy, blustery night, and after 2 periods of play, it is the Perry Panthers 7 and the Warren Harding Raiders 7. Stay tuned. We are just about ready to begin the Putman Properties halftime show. We'll have halftime news for you. We'll have scores of other games, and we'll also have
14-7 Kirtland.
the highlights from the first half, a couple of scores to talk about as we are at 7-7 at the halftime break. So let's take a timeout now. We come back to Putman Properties halftime report. Our score at halftime, Harding 7, Perry 7. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92. How many spots left?
Maybe they aren't going to.
I know there's more than one. So we have 1 spot left. Wow. Okay. So I guess we're 21 now. All right. They haven't even started the freaking clock. Start the clock. Holy crap.
Unfortunately, all three of us are the same.
Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, the 2024 Marching Heading Laredo Marching Band.
Halftime at Keith Wakefield Stadium at Perry High School. Clint Scroggs, along with Brian Beatty and Ryan Bevere on Q92. This is the Putman Properties halftime show and our halftime score on the Stardust scoreboard. Warren Harding 7 and Perry 7. Warren Harding band just getting wrapped up with their halftime performance. They never left the bleachers, but they played their halftime show, and it was very good. And the Perry band assembling to go out on the field, and we'll find out what they can do in just a little bit. But first, we'll take a look back at the first half of our game this evening. It started out as looking like Perry would run over Harding on their first possession. 4 running plays. They got out from deep in their own territory out to midfield, but then they were thrown for a couple of losses, ended up having to punt, and really didn't do anything else offensively the rest of the half. That is until the final minute. In the meantime, Harding looked like it took a few minutes for them to get their feet underneath them, but once they did, they were able to pick up some first downs and start dominating the line of scrimmage. The field position gradually started going their way, and they eventually caused 2 fumbles in that first half, and were able to, starting on the 46-yard line, drive in for a touchdown, and the Harding Raiders took the lead on this play.
Led by field commanders Anna Cruz and Elizabeth Burkham. We proudly present the 2024 edition of our Perry High School Marching Band. Tonight, we are proud to present our 2024 OMEA competition show. With
The extra point made it 7-0 for Harding, and it stayed that way until the final moments of the first half. Perry had a short yardage play near midfield. They busted a hole and got their running back into the secondary. It was Connor Shepard who ran the ball inside the 15-yard line, but Harding's Steven Sims poked the ball away from behind. It rolled along the sideline, and the Raiders were actually able to recover the ball inside their own 10. Curiously, they had their backup quarterback in on the next possession. They were unable to get any yards. Perry used their timeouts, and Harding then had to punt from their own end zone. It was a great punt by Chaz Coleman all the way across the 50 out of his own end zone. Perry had to go 55 yards in about 40 seconds, and they were able to do it. First on a big pass play out of a scramble from Austin Maddox to Marcellus Harris, and then after an incompletion, they scored on this play.
I threw the ball up on the roof and tried to catch it.
We did that a lot. You throw it by yourself. What you gonna
Yeah. Against the steps.
do? It's amazing. It's just so different.
It really is.
And the extra point by Brock Huggins made it 7-7. And that's where we are at halftime. 7-7 is our score on the Sardis scoreboard. Other scores from around the area. This is the halftime score that we have between Glen Oak and Austintown Fitch of 0-0. Fairless up on Claymont 14-0 at the half. Jackson 17, Stowe 0. Northwest 21, Louisville 6. Hoover leading Akron North 40-0. Cass Tech up over McKinley. Cass Tech from Detroit 13-3 at the half. Lake over Brecksville 17-0. Manchester leads Marlington 27-0. Orville 38, Central Catholic 15. Bergen Catholic and Massillon tied at 21 in the second quarter. They've just been going up and down the field in that game. Sandy Valley 49, East Canton 13. Streetsboro 35, Alliance nothing. Minerva in Springfield, we don't have a score on that one. And let's see what else. Tuslaw and Riverview, no score in on that one. Let's see if we can find a couple of others as we get the opportunity to look for those. No score in on Carrollton and Ridgewood. Malvern up on Harrison Central by a score of 30-7. St. Mary leading Sebring 35-0. And nothing in as of yet on that game that we were looking for. So we will try and check that out and get that to you momentarily on the Sardis scoreboard. But in any case, right now here it is Perry 7 and Warren Harding 7. And let's see if we can check out some of the Perry Marching Band as they perform. The Perry High School Marching Band at halftime of this 7-7 game. And as we have the opportunity, let's see, Ryan Bevere is down on the sideline. And he's been out there enduring the conditions tonight. And don't know if you're out there, Ryan, right now, but if you are, you're more than welcome to come in and describe some of what's been going on out there this evening as far as the weather conditions and field conditions and all those things. I've lost track of Ryan, I have to admit. He's wearing a yellow shirt tonight. A lot of yellow in the building. All right, we'll check on him a little bit later. Of course, the weather possibly having an impact on his equipment, the headset, microphone, and all that. So we'll check back in with Ryan in a few minutes. And right now we'll take a timeout. We'll come back to Perry and get ready for the second half of this one as the Perry Panthers and Harding Raiders are tied at 7 on the Sardis scoreboard. This is the Putman Properties halftime report, and you're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Hey, Clint.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hello.
Yeah.
You there?
Yes.
You ready when we come back?
Yep.
All right. Got about 10 seconds. Halftime for Perry. The Panthers and the Harding Raiders are tied at 7. And let's try again to send it down to Ryan Bevere, who's been out in the rain and the wind tonight. And has it been as bad as it looked, or not quite as bad?
Well, it was very slippery to begin the game, but the rain has stopped. The field is a little bit wet still, as you can imagine. And that's a lot of we had one injury in the first half. It was Dalen Curry, who came down with a left leg injury, basically just lost his footing because, like I said, this turf is extremely slippery, which has to be very difficult to operate to running offenses. As for QB1, Mr. Coleman for Warren Harding, he's not happy that he keeps getting taken out of the football game. They keep swapping a little platoon swap, if you will, at the quarterback position. I didn't hear this from the coaches, but just from what I see down here on the sideline, Coleman just doesn't throw the ball very well in the rain when the ball is wet. So we'll see in the second half, Clint, since the rain seems to be hiding, at least for right now, if we see a platoon or if we just see Coleman, because he's an elite athlete, as you know. He's a tremendous football player.
Yeah, I was interested in that. It didn't seem like there was any injury or anything like that with Coleman, and he came out and punted on 4th down. And whether or not it was possibly just that was predetermined that on the blank possession and on the blank possession, the backup is going to come in there, though that was an odd time to see him out there with them backed up inside their own 10-yard line trying to hang on to a 7-point lead right before halftime.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's a big player on defense, and I mean they hang their hat on him way more on the defensive side of the ball than they do the offensive side of the ball. He picked up a sack late in the second quarter before Perry got on the scoreboard. So he's definitely needed. It just depends on what they need him for and what they want him to do. We'll see in the second half.
All right, thanks. That's Ryan Bevere. And, of course, after the game, you can see all of his fine work online on Facebook and on Instagram and on X and wherever you get your social media. He's always with the photos and the video and the interviews after the game. You can always depend on Ryan for excellent results out of that. So he'll be down there, and we'll come to him if we need to in the second half as well. And right now, Ryan Beatty comes back in as the teams come back out on the field to stretch a little bit. And I don't know. I don't know if we learned anything in that first half. Both teams had some good points, some bad points. Perry, I guess, with a little momentum going in at halftime with that last score, but I don't know. Did you learn anything in the first half? I didn't seem to myself.
No, just a good high school football game we're playing right now, and like we said at the beginning, you have to stay disciplined against Perry and, for 48 minutes, and they kind of just lost that. A little bit of discipline, a little bit unfocused, and they gave up some big plays, and got Perry the opportunity to score there at the end. Harding's taking care of the ball. They've had some nice offensive drives. Definitely number one, Coleman. He's a special athlete. I would get the ball in his hands as many times as you can throughout this game. But it's just a good high school football game. Two good, teams playing each other and getting after it.
Pretty disciplined game so far tonight. We haven't seen much in the way of penalties, unlike what we had last week, both in this game, or our game, the Massillon against Glen Oak game, and the McKinley-Avon game also had they were up over 30 penalties in that game, I believe, which might have been more than we had. I don't know. But in any case, other than the defensive breakdowns, it looked like defensive breakdowns there at the end for Harding. Both teams seemingly playing hard and everybody where they need to be most of the time.
Yeah, it's week 3. Teams, you got the jitter bugs out. Who your ball players are, who's going to step up, who they're ready to play. You should have a cleaner game, as the season goes on. And these are two good ball teams. Very impressed. I haven't seen Harding play in a while, but discipline. Just watching here on the sideline, I like watching that stuff. Perry's always going to be disciplined, but Harding a very disciplined team on the sideline, paying attention. Nothing. They're getting guys in and out of the game when they want, and yeah.
Well, you talked about, and the wing tee has not been a huge problem for Harding after that first possession. They've handled it pretty well. You talked about before the game when we were discussing that offense, one way that you found and your team's found to try to get ready for that. You don't have a lot of time. You don't have the players. You don't know the plays that well, but you're trying to just get your assignments right. So you did one specific thing to try to help your team get ready quicker.
Yeah, one of the things our defensive coaches would do, we would practice without a football because you just have to stay disciplined, and not get sucked up thinking the ball's going to the left, right. You got to keep focused, play your game. I'm always one you don't want to have to think too much on the football field, but when you play a Perry team, you got to stay thinking and make sure you stay to your assignment. So yeah, we would I would coach the scout team, and it was always fun practices, no football, but you just, you had to have the plays drawn up, and kids, it's just rep after rep after rep. It's not, nothing, not a big, huge scouting report when you play them, but you have to stay disciplined.
All right, second half ready to go as Harding will kick off. Jaron Edmonds, a sophomore, looks like a pretty good kicker. It is extra point tonight, and his first kickoff went into the end zone, and this one goes down to the 1 yard line. It comes out to the 10, 20, 25, near side, 30, and out to the 39 yard line. Nice return by Kyson Walker as his blockers got a seam for him on the near side of the field. Perry going right to left as we watch them from the visitors' side here in the second half. And the Panthers will start actually just short of their 40-yard line, 1st and 10. So they scored in their last possession. And part of that, I think, even though you knew they had to throw, it was throwing on first down and being able to use the entire field. Let's see if Perry does any of that here in the second half. They've been exclusively run on first down, and they run it here. And again, start off with a good play right up the middle. Connor Shepard going to the 49, so he picks up 9 right up the middle. Perry started their first possession of the game, 4 running plays, and they got 2 first downs. They were pretty much stymied after that. They start the second half here the same way they started the first. Here comes a play in from the sideline with Luke Wolf, and he'll go out as the wideout to the far side right. You have a wing to each side. You have a tight end to the right side and one in the backfield behind Austin Maddox. And it's Shepard again, and the ball's on the ground again. Miscue on the handoff. Let's see who's got it. Perry comes out with it. That time they survived. They fumbled twice in the first half, and one of those was on a missed snap by Maddox. This time it was on the exchange between the quarterback and the running back. And it will be now 3rd down and 2 for the Panthers. From their 48, we're just into the second half in a 7-7 game. One receiver out to the right, 2 wings, same formation as the last play. See if they go back to Shepard. That's the play that we're going to run, and it's a big hole, and it's a first down for Perry into Harding territory. down to the 43-yard line. Looked like that was the same play they were just going to run. Just like you go into the huddle and say same thing.
Same thing, yeah. Yeah, it's just they're hitting that dive a little bit further outside. What I would say the BC gap. They're just, like I said, Perry running backs, they're not fancy. They don't dance. They get north and south, and you find that seam.
First down and 10 on the 43-yard line. Looked like a man was in motion, and the ball's out again. Fumbled by the running back this time as he was hit. Shepard is able to go back and dive on it back near the 50-yard line. So they fumbled it 3 different ways in the backfield, but they've recovered the last 2. And that is a big loss of 7 on first down for the Panthers.
Watch a little bit of film on Harding this week, and they you can tell they're taught to punch at the ball. And that that one down the sideline on that big run, that was definitely a punch, and that was another one. They come in and you got the running back contained, the other one just comes in and punches at it.
Well, it's been effective so far tonight. Wolf comes to the near side. They have Harris as a wing right, another wing left. Maddox under center, turns and hands it off, and nothing. In fact, a loss on the play for Caleb Lawson, who had the 2 big runs to start the game. He's stopped back inside his own territory now on the 49-yard line. So a third down and about 18. They need to go to the Harding 33-yard line.
Yeah, they're running away from Coleman there, but number 0 at Raylan Adams, he's holding his own there at the defensive end, not getting sucked in, keeping contained, and letting everything clean up after that.
Jaden Wilson in with a play. He'll go wide out to the right. Harris inside him, 2 to the near side. It's Walker and Wolf in the pistol. Maddox, half roll to the right, stops, looking downfield. Now he starts to run, and he goes down near the line of scrimmage. Again, in the arms of Chaz Coleman. I'll put him right on the 50, so he picked up a yard, actually, not a sack. But it will be 4th down and 17 for Perry on the 50-yard line. We played just about 4 minutes here in the third period. We remain tied at 7. And Brock Huggins in to punt for the Panthers. 2 back deep for Harding. Looks like Ariz Coleman Bay and Matthew Richardson back there. A high, short punt. Coleman Bay coming up to field it in traffic, lost it. Perry says they have it, and they do on the 25-yard line. Coleman Bay came up with Panthers all around him, called for the fair catch, got under the ball, and just had it bounce off his hands. And the Panthers were there to capitalize, and a huge turnover gives Perry the ball on the 25-yard line.
Big play there. Return, you have to come up there and really take control of that ball and really, fair catch it, and they'll get out of your way. He kind of hesitated a little bit. I think if he would have came up under control, you might have picked up a penalty on that.
Well, Perry with a big chance here on the 25-yard line. Receiver out to the right. 2 wings, run up the middle. It's Lawson. And he's got a couple of yards on the play, maybe 3 to around the 22-yard line. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 7.
Perry can take advantage of this turnover deep in their side of the field.
They are very near the RG Drake red zone. They're on the 22-yard line. So 2nd and 7, wing each way, receiver near side left. 1 back, Maddox under center. Harris comes in motion. They hand it off to Lon, left side, and he fumbles the ball. And it's loose on the near side, still loose. Harding was on it, but I don't know. Big pile up now. 2 Harding players were right there, the only ones near the ball. But it squirted out again. And now there's a big pile of players around the football. And it looks like Harding has it. That was not a punch out with the hand. That was a big hit put on the running back, and the ball just squirted out. And the ball comes up.
Yeah, I'm not sure who recovered that. initially the Harding player made a nice play. He didn't try to scoop or score or do anything. He got on the ball, and it just, with it being still a little damp out, it was raining, but, got out from underneath them. They ended up getting control of it after they separate all the bodies down there.
And Harding comes out with it, and so they'll have it 1st and 10 on their 23. Perry now with 5 fumbles on the night. They've lost 2. Here's a give up the middle, and the Panthers stack it up right around the line of scrimmage, and the running back never does go down. That is B.J. Coleman, and his progress was stopped on the 25, so it'll be 2nd down and 8. We are at 6:25 in the third quarter. Perry and Harding still tied at 7. Harding turned it over on the muffed punt on their own 25, but the Panthers give it right back on the fumble. Chaz Coleman, senior quarterback, in the pistol, one back. He's going to throw a quick one out to the near side and a diving catch on the 30-yard line. Ball brought in by Marcus Crum, another senior. That will set up a 3rd down and about 2 or 3. The DB way off the receiver there. That was just a
little pitch and catch. Yeah, exactly. Haven't seen that all night. That's a nice little play. He's an athlete, there's no doubt. That's a nice ball, and might want to take advantage of that a little bit more as this game goes on before the rain gets here.
One man out wide to the left. That's Crum. Now bring Morgan to the near side. Wing right. One back and the pistol. Man comes in motion. Fake the handoff on the sweep. Coleman runs up the middle, and he spins and dives out across the 35 to the 37-yard line and picks up a Harding 1st down on a gain of about 7 yards on the play.
Yeah, it's just a read by the quarterback there. They have the jet motion. He's following that, watching the defensive end, and he pulls the ball, finds the seam, and picks up the 1st down there. Saw a lot of that last night if you watched the NFL game.
Stay tuned for the Paramount Elite player of the game following tonight's broadcast. Paramount Elite for all your general contracting and home restoration needs. Not sure who that might be at this point as Coleman flips it out on the sweep to the far side, and Adair gets run down in space at about the 37, 38-yard line, and now the rain is really coming down. Send it down to Ryan Bevere as we get a chance. As some of the fans scrambling. I've seen a lot of umbrellas and ponchos this evening. And this is the heaviest rain we've had. Harding with a 2nd and we'll call it 8 on their 38-yard line. This time they bring trips near side, one out to the left. Coleman takes it. He's going to run outside left, and he's got a lot of room down the sideline, 50, 45, and they'll push him out of bounds.
Got a flag.
Might have a hold back downfield at the 50 as Coleman is forced out of bounds at the Perry 31. That was going to be a huge play. The linebacker on that side of the field rushed to the inside, and Coleman just went around him. But let's see what the penalty is, as it is pouring right now at Perry.
We don't have a replay on that play, but you just hope that holding wasn't done after the ball was passed, because it was a late flag. It came in late, and that's, you try to make that little effort, but as soon as that ball gets by you, stop blocking.
So instead of being down at the Perry 31, the Harding Raiders will be at their 41. It was actually a gain on the play. So the holding was downfield, but the 10-yard penalty brings it back to their 41. So it'll be 2nd down and 6 on the 41. 3:53 left in the third. Harding to the line of scrimmage with 7 on the play clock. Need to hurry up. Down to 4, down to 3. They get it snapped, and Coleman is going to run it up the middle and runs through a couple of tackles and takes it out to the 50. The ball comes out. Looks like Perry is on it. I don't know. No way to know if the runner was down. I thought maybe he was down, but the officials acting as though it was a live ball. And Perry has the ball, I believe. And they do on their 40-yard line. So Coleman had run well up the middle and was into Perry territory, but then the ball got pulled out apparently as he was going down. They'll mark it on the 39, and the Panthers will take over there 1st and 10. Still at 7-7 on the Sardis scoreboard. 3:45 left in the third. West Branch leading Girard on the Sardis scoreboard, 34-7 at the half. Not surprising with the Perry game. We're moving a little quicker than some others in the area. And we have a whistle. Is the clock running?
Please reset the game clock to 3:45.
Yeah, the clock started running before the play started there on the change of possession. Not in a running clock situation tonight. First time in 2 weeks. We haven't had a running clock. And now it's 1st and 10 from the 39 for Perry. Maddox under center. Turns and hands it off. Up the middle. Is it Shepard? Is it Lawton? Either one. It's going to be a big run across the 50 for a first down. It's Lawton. Caleb Lawton, a junior, takes it ahead for 12 yards.
They definitely see something there. The B gap between the B gap would be between the guard and tackle, and they're just hitting that quick dive, and it's been very successful this second half.
I don't know if we had a timeout there or not. There was an injured Harding player. They stopped the game for him. He's coming off to the near side now. Donovan Solero McCoy comes to the sideline. Looks like it was a cramp. So not a full timeout, but enough time to get the player off the field. Both teams had a chance to huddle around their coach for a moment. Now we're ready to go. Perry with the 1st and 10 on the Harding 49-yard line. We're tied at 7. 3:39 to go in the third quarter. One back, Maddox under center. Hands it off. Lawton again. This time he's wrapped up around the line of scrimmage. He's able to power his way forward for 4 yards or so. Tackle by, let's see. I thought that was 13. That was 13. Mandus Provitt was told he wasn't going to play tonight, but there he is. If that is, in fact, who's wearing number 13 tonight. So it's a pickup of 4 on what looked like a 3, what looked like maybe a 1-yard gain. Lawton still in there in the backfield. Wing each way, receiver near side left. Man comes in motion. Maddox hands off, and this time another hit at the line of scrimmage, and the gang tackling stops that play on the 45. So another 1 yard on that play. And it brings up now a 3rd down and 6 here for Perry with 2:40 to go in the third in a 7-7 game.
Yeah, you're a line coach tonight. You love watching this up front. There's some popping going on up front, and both teams, neither are folding. They're both getting, what we used to say, smacked in the mouth, and none of them are flinching.
We don't have mud to deal with, but this is an old-time game, and it's basically the line of scrimmage that's deciding things here this evening on a night with rain and a wet football and wet hands. Here's a handoff on a sweep to the near side and a nice move inside the 40 and down to the 38-yard line. A nice hop and a skip to the side by Kyson Walker, and the senior takes it ahead for a first down. That was maybe the best move we've seen all night.
Yeah, great run there. Found the sticks, knew where the first down was, and got it for him.
Ball on the 38 as we move under 2 minutes left in the third. Jaden Wilson out to the right. Wing each side, one back. Walker in motion right as Maddox rolling right, being chased from behind, throws incomplete. He got it through there somehow and hit the receiver on the hands, but he was not able to hold on the 30-yard line. That one was intended for Dominic Scott, and One player without a helmet on the field. I don't know if he's injured. No, I think his helmet just came off, so he'll have to come out of the game. That's Provitt again. And a 37 comes into the game, which is Jeremiah Crenshaw, a sophomore. 2nd and 10 for Perry. I don't know if that was their first down pass of the night. I'm going to say it was. Maddox under center on 2nd down, and they'll hand it off. And it is Shepard over the right side, taking it inside the 35 to the 34. And he picks up about 3 on the play, 2nd and 7, and another player slow to get up.
A physical game, I just think you're not used to pounding and pounding play after play. And
that's Chaz Coleman, who's slow to get up. He's staying on the field, favoring the left leg a little bit. So 3rd down and 5 for Perry on the 34-yard line. And comes in motion near side. They hand it to him on the sweep, and he breaks through a tackle, gets to the 31. That's Harris. He was upended again by Provitt. And it'll be 4th down and about 2. Ball on the 31-yard line. We're at 38 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. They will have to run another play before the end of the quarter. Play coming in from the far sideline, reaches the huddle with 17 on the play clock. Center Ty Giaquino over the ball, and Maddox turns, hands it off, running right. Shepard makes a move, gets a 1st down inside the 25, and inside the 20, lost the ball. On the 20, they're still fighting for it. Still loose, and I think the Raiders have it, and they do. Warren Harding ends up with the football as that ball touched half the hands on the field. Coming out with it was Matthew Richardson. That's by my count. Is it 5 or 6 now fumbles for
I believe that's 6.
Perry Panthers, and they've lost 3 of them.
I was going to say on a play, he bobbled the snap a little bit, and he did a great job controlling that. So, looks like Coleman's down here on the ground. He's limping.
Yeah, we'll have to check him out as we get an opportunity, but that is the end of the 3rd quarter. So we'll take a break here. After 3 from Perry, Panthers 7, Harding 7. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Yeah.
Harding on 1st and 10, and they try to run a play there as we come back for the 4th quarter, but the play is stopped. And it's a procedure call against Harding. They had it set up to throw a pass to a man going in motion from the near side to the far side.
They just weren't set offensively, and the guy went in motion before they got set. And
well, they have James Jones back in there at quarterback. Don't see Coleman right now. He was getting some attention to his left leg. They're being shaken up on the last defensive possession. So the ball moved back to the 17-yard line. 1st and 15. Jones back, pumps, wants to throw it deep down the near side and out of bounds and incomplete. And Ryan Bevere, are you available?
Available and wet, Clint. How are you?
Well, I didn't just get rained on like you did. What was going on down there on the field? Were you able to see very much?
You know, it was coming down for about 5 minutes, really, really hard, like you explained. But what's weird is the inconsistency of the rain. We get rain, and then it goes away. Then we get rain again, and then it goes away. Then it pours, and then it goes away. So what I was going to suggest, I'll let you call this play, and then I'll continue.
All right. On a 2nd and long, it's a run up the middle, and it gets out to close to the 20-yard line. Pickup of a couple on the run straight ahead. Go ahead, Ryan.
I mean, as you can see, this game's going pretty quick. Both teams want to run the ball. But how often can you continue to just smash mouth run the ball when you keep coughing it up? You got to hang on to the football. And as I'm talking right now, Clint, the rain is continuing to pick up. So this is going to be an interesting end to this game. A good 11 minutes to go. And if not, we get overtime.
Yeah, our second downpour of the second half. The wind has actually picked up again a little bit. The big American flag down to our right was hanging pretty limp in the second and third quarters, but it's picked up a little, and Harding going into it now. This is the heaviest rain now that we've had all night. Coleman back in there on 3rd and 13, looking to pass. He's got a lot of time. Now he throws back across the field and incomplete, or was it caught? Nope, incomplete. Almost intercepted on the dive by Jaden Wilson, but it's called incomplete. A very dangerous throw, and that was like the dictionary definition of not throwing across the middle late.
Yeah, you don't want to do that in this situation. You know, turnovers that we've seen has been huge in this game, but you know, great coverage, but your receivers can't just keep on running down the field. They see the quarterback scrambling. You got to turn around and come back to the football, and they didn't have anybody on his side even coming back to the ball.
So Coleman in there to punt. He's only lined up 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and they snap it over his head into the end zone and out of the end zone, and Perry takes the lead on the safety. 2 points for Perry on the snap out of the end zone.
You know, that's a great pickup there, only being 10 yards. You got to be your 12 yards. You got to do this little things like that. And the snap over his head, you know, it's a little bit crazy. And the ball being wet, you got to give the that snapper all the benefit and not line up short. And
so now Harding will have to kick off a free kick. So the huge break there. Perry's been the one to give the ball up here in the second half on the fumbles. But they nearly intercept a pass on that last play before the punt, and then the punt snap over Coleman's head and out of the back of the end zone for 2 points for the Panthers. And now Harding will have to kick off from their 20-yard line. They can kick it off with a tee, or they can punt it. And Perry should get pretty good field position out of this. So Coleman has shown a very good leg punting the ball. I might move back a little if I was the two Perry return men. We have 10:49 left. It's now 9-7 for Perry.
Perry here probably wants a fair catch this if it's short.
And it is a driven kick in the middle of the field. Takes a bounce, and it's picked up at the 40, 45, far side of the 50. And the return man, Jonathan Lemon, nearly squirted through there. We've got players blocking after the play. But nothing comes of that. They're separated. And action will resume for the Perry Panthers. They'll be on the 50-yard line with a 1st and 10. 10:39 to go, and they lead it 9-7. I think they're going to be on the 50. Or the 45 anyway. Nobody really knows where the ball is at this point. It seems like Perry starting their huddle back on the 35, but the ball's out near midfield somewhere, unless I didn't see a penalty. And the ball's going to be on the 50-yard line. Yeah, nobody knows where the ball is.
No. little chirping going on right now. I did like seeing Coach Richardson come out there, though, for Harding and get the kids under control. And it is coming down now.
This is what you call driving rain. And we were just about to. On the play. They'll put it now on the 46-yard line. So 9-7 Perry. They take the lead on the punt snap out of the end zone. And now after the free kick, they have it near midfield. But a false start penalty on their first play backed them up to the 45. It is now 2nd and 14 for Perry on their 46. Two receivers each way. Maddox alone in the backfield. Man comes in motion. Maddox fakes it to him. He's going to run left side, and he's crossed the 50. Chased down from behind by Coleman, and a flag comes in late as the play ends on the Harding 45.
I think we're going to have a horse collar there. Grabbed the back of the jersey, back of the shoulder pads.
That's what I was thinking. We'll see if that's actually the call.
Yeah. Horse collar.
And that's right. It is a horse collar tackle. It was Coleman chasing down the quarterback from behind, and he did get him by the back of the jersey. And that'll move the ball down to the Harding 30-yard line as it continues to come down in buckets at Keith Wakefield Stadium. 9-7 Perry, just under 10 minutes to go, and the Panthers on the Harding 30. Maddox fumbles the snap or bobbles it, tries to get back to the line of scrimmage and just barely does. He was in the pistol and the snap came back and he was juggling it halfway up to the line of scrimmage. But he's able to get back there and set up a 2nd and 10. Interesting that they would go with the shotgun snap at this point.
Snap, yeah.
They've run that about, 30% of the time this evening. Most of the time, Maddox has been under center. Luke Wolf comes in with a play. 2nd and 10 Perry on the Harding 30-yard line. And more movement on the lines. Everybody pointing at the other team. And it's a false start against the Panthers. Stay tuned for the Paramount Elite Player of the Game following tonight's broadcast. Paramount Elite for all your general contracting and home restoration needs. So 2nd and 15 here for Perry on the Harding 35 with 8:59 to go. 9-7 Panthers.
Yeah, a lot of mental mistakes tonight by Perry, putting the ball on the ground, offsides, get behind the chains. Usually I don't see that with Perry offensively.
Maddox hands off to Lawhon running the left, and he's down close to the 30. So he picks up about 4 on the play.
What's going on here?
We got flags everywhere, and now we got players fighting. We have a fight on the field. Number 7 for Warren Harding in the middle of it is Deshaun Wynn. I don't know who started it. I was not looking.
I'm going to say Seven's probably going to get thrown out of the game here. There's something that happened. He was going out and was not stopping. It probably was I can't speculate, maybe a cheap shot, something, but he is still fired up here on the sideline.
Yeah, he's got a coach escorting him to the sideline, and that just it's gotten a little bit chippier here in the second half. Nothing really bad, but that time it.
Great job by both coaching staffs, keeping everyone on the sideline. No one came off. You come off that sideline, you're suspended for a game. So a great job by both staffs. The officials got this cleaned up pretty quick. Like I said, emotions.
That's Deshaun Wynn, who's sitting on the bench down here, who was the one that was taken off the field and is still very upset, though it kind of looks a little like he's upset with himself for getting away from it. Didn't catch all of that, but the penalties will offset.
Probably the best way there. Something had to trigger them to act like that, and I think they threw the flag there. Then, it's a lot easier to say, just walk away and.
I see Ryan down there. He's hard at work. God bless him.
He didn't come off the sideline either. I was impressed.
Yeah, he stayed out of it. Unlike week 10 last year where he got right out there in the middle of it. But that was a different situation entirely. So the ball will be on the 32, and it'll be 3rd down and 12. So basically that was a a dead ball, unsportsmanlike against both teams. So no yards marked off. So it stays 3rd and 12. Maddox again under center, and he gives it around the left end. That's Walker trying to turn the end, and he's forced out of bounds, which stops the clock back around the 36-yard line. So they're going to lose more yardage there.
Once again, Raylan Adams there on the defensive side of the ball, making another good play. These backs that come out, they're just not your typical running backs that come out to block you. These are fullback, H-backs, a lot of offensive. These may even be linemen. So he's been, taking the pounding, but staying true the whole game.
4th down and 17 now for Perry on the 37 of the Raiders. Perry in punt formation. They need to hurry. There's 5 on the play clock, now 4. Now we're ready. And the kick is away. Huggins pooches it to the far side, bounces over there into the Perry cheerleaders down around the 10-yard line. And Ryan, if you get an opportunity, we'll bring it down to you and see what you saw on that last play where we had the players having to be separated. We have 8:08 to go, and it's 9-7 Perry. And I don't know what you saw, Ryan, but we didn't see much from up here.
Yeah, Clint, number 7. After the play was over, after the whistle was blown, the play was dead. He got in the Panthers' face. He shoved him back, and then the Panthers had his back. That's basically all that it was.
All right.
Nothing like last year.
Thank goodness. 1st and 10 for Harding on their 10-yard line. They trail by 2 as Shepard fakes the handoff, runs it up into the middle, still going out across the 15 and close to the 20-yard line. We'll spot him around the 19, so he'll be a yard short of the 1st down. We're at 7:55 to go in the 4th quarter. And Perry with a precarious 2-point lead on the Sardis scoreboard. Streetsboro leads Alliance 49-0 in the 4th. After 3, Jackson 17, Stowe 0. Sandy Valley up on East Canton 55-16. And we'll check some other scores as we get them. Jackson up on Stowe 17-0. Lake 24, Brecksville 0. Fitch 28, Glen Oak nothing. Give on the sweep around right end. And the carry by Matthew Richardson to the 23-yard line and a first down for Harding. So they're going to have to go 90 yards if they want to get points on this possession. But it's a good start with a first down after a couple plays. Hoover 40, Akron North 6, Cass Tech 20, McKinley 3, Orville 45, Central Catholic 21, Bergen Catholic 28, Massillon 21, Manchester 27, Marlington nothing. Springfield, well, that's a first quarter score, so I'm not even going to read that one. It will be 1st and 10. And Richardson, Coleman fakes the handoff and runs it up the middle and across the 25 to about the 27-yard line.
I imagine we're going to see this play all the way down the field if this is what they want to run offensively. I mean, he's a big kid at 6'5", 230 pounds, and he's just reading it. You know, they're going to run the sweep outside or the jet. They had the end sealed there. If he would have taken it outside, they may have got a little bit more, but that's easier set up here than down there.
It will be a 2nd and 5 now for Harding. We're down to 6:12 to go in the fourth quarter. Raiders trailing 9-7. They're setting up. It's like unbalanced left. Don't know if they're where they need to be, but here's a handoff running left. And now back up the middle to the 31-yard line. I think that's Adair. As again, the rain starts to come down heavy.
That was great by the running back. That almost like a zone, and you're tight on the zone. Cut it back as soon as you hit the line, and it looked like almost like he was on a map. Just a nice little quick cut back. And
he picked up all but one that he needed for the first down. The Harding player runs on the field, and he runs back off, and now here comes another one off the field. They got 10 on the play clock, and here comes one back on. Down to 5 on the play clock, and they're going to have to call a timeout. So we'll take a break with 5:17 to go. Harding trailing 9-7 on the Sardis scoreboard. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sars Schoen Auto Group on Q92. Play your station promos if you want to. Hey, Ryan, leave a note for Christian. So tell Ryan Rainsburg, leave a note for Christian. Tell him we've dropped out during every game. We've had one dropout. Well, we're getting down to it here at Perry, Keith Wakefield Stadium, on a downright wet night. We've had rain off and on all night and heavy here at the second half. And the score would reflect that. It's Perry 9, Harding 7 with 5:17 to go in the fourth quarter. Warren Harding from their 32. They have a 3rd down and 1. Chaz Coleman, the senior quarterback, in the pistol, takes the snap, runs to his left, gets hit, and I don't know. He didn't get much. If he
spot's going to come from that side.
I don't know if he made it. And with 5 minutes to go, they're going to stop the clock. And we might have to measure this one. This might be our first measurement of the season. Let's see what we decide here. They move the ball forward.
I say that's a nice movement there by the official.
Picked up about 8 inches with the clock stopped. And it will be a first down. So that movement put the ball right on the 33, which is where they needed to go. And so a first down now for Warren Harding. 21-13 Northwest over Louisville at the end of 3 on the Sardis scoreboard. Harding still trying to get lined up. They had too many men on the field, and now they got a back coming off, and that's a penalty.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they've had trouble getting lined up and getting the right people on the field. They had 12 on the field when they broke the huddle or when they went to the line of scrimmage, and you can't do that. So now they come out with 3 receivers to the near side, a wing right, Coleman in the backfield, and the pistol on 1st and 15. They fake the sweep, Coleman running left, bounce to the outside, still going, and he's finally dragged down on the 32-33-yard line. Good pursuit there by Perry, and doing a nice job of fighting off the blocks, and we have a Perry player down right at the spot of the tackle. He was the one that ended up on the bottom of the pile. And he looks like maybe he has an injury to the right arm or shoulder, something like that. Not sure. It looked like the entire pile came down on top of him as he was laying on the field. All right, 4:21 to go in the fourth, with Perry in a 9-7 lead over Warren Harding. Next week, as we said earlier, our scheduled game will have McKinley and Glen Oak as the player is going off now for Perry. That's Jaden Wilson going off to the far side. Other games next week, the AM game, AM 1310 WDPN, Marlington and Louisville. Lake will be at Perry, Green at Hoover, Central Catholic and Salem, St. Thomas Aquinas and East Canton, Carrollton and Howland. Those are our games next week on Q92. And here is the quarterback once again going up the middle on the running play. Chaz Coleman out to the 39-yard line. Again, players slow to get up. This time a Harding player. And now he bounces back up. See if he has to come out. That was Coleman, who was the last man up. And he will have to, well, I don't know. I thought he was going to come out, but he'll stay in.
Yeah, tough spot there. I thought he had a little bit more nice forward lean there, and knee must have hit before I thought it did.
So it'll be 3rd and 4 on the 39. 3:39 to go. Harding down 9-7. Coleman stops, throws near side, caught on the sideline for a first down at the 46-yard line by Steven Sims. He faked running into the line and then straightened up and threw it. But you were right. They've been running that quarterback read from the time they got the ball up here to nearly midfield.
Yeah, it's a great call there. He took a step and a half forward, drew everyone up, and the wideout just got to the sticks, past the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Put it on the 46-yard line. Harding down 2 with 3:33 to go, and they have 2 timeouts remaining. 3 out to the right, 1 to the near side. 1 back, Chaz Coleman in the pistol. Takes the snap, rolling to his right. Stops, comes back to the near side. Still looking downfield. Now he's going to run. 50, 45 into Perry territory, and it looks like he has a first down at about the 43-yard line. That's a long time to have to cover people and to have to worry about that quarterback running around back there.
Yeah, it's hard to keep contained. You know, he moves very well for a big guy, and he looks effortless. You know,
really does.
He takes those steps, and he's just, his stride is. Yeah, I was talking to Coach Shepis at halftime. He runs track and plays basketball also, so he saw a little track right there for sure.
We talked about his football offers. UK and Ole Miss, I think, were the ones. He also got a basketball offer from D2 Ashland. 1st and 10. Coleman waiting, and takes the snap with 2 on the play clock. He's going to run to the left, hurdles to the 40-yard line. So he picks up about 3. Clock running at 2:35 to go in the fourth. 9-7 for Perry. Harding driving. He started inside their own 20.
I think he waited to take the snap there so he could catch his breath. Hate seeing him leave his feet there for no reason. That's usually doesn't end up well. Stay on the ground.
2nd down and 7. Clock continuing to run. Coleman stops, throws near side, and a catch, a rolling catch on the 35. The clock will continue to run as Marcus Crum pulls it in. Down to 2 minutes to go. It'll be 3rd down and a couple here for Harding as they go right back to the line of scrimmage.
So I like to see that play and that guy run the out and then go out and up, fake that, and
See if they're setting something like that up. Here's another quick throw to the near side, caught by Crum, and he's out of bounds, or caught by Sims, and he's out of bounds with a first down on the Perry 28-yard line. Clock stops at 1:42. So this could be this could be it. This could be this drive or nothing for Harding. Wouldn't think they'd be able to get the ball back, and one play from taking the lead as they trail by 2 with 1:42 to go.
Yeah, once again, it's just that quick little pop, runs a little curl.
Coleman back, throwing again near side, same play, same result. They'll push him out of bounds on the 21-yard line. The Harding coach is saying, well, if they're not going to stop it, let's keep running.
Absolutely.
And it keeps stopping the clock. Ball on the 21. It'll be second down and a timeout here for Perry.
Yeah, Coach Wakefield came out on the field and called that timeout. And he's running the defense, and imagine they're going to make a little bit of adjustment here. But like I said, you keep on running that, you might be able to sneak by him now.
1:37 to go. Perry 9, Harding 7. Raiders with a 2nd and 1 on the Perry 21-yard line. Panthers still have given up only 1 touchdown in 3 quarters plus 10.5 minutes. And looking to go 3-0 on the season. Harding looking to go 2-1 after a loss at McKinley and a win last week at home against Akron Buckle. Perry's wins over Central Catholic and St. Vincent St. Mary. And out of the timeout, Harding with a 2nd and 1. They have 2 timeouts remaining, as do the Panthers. Again, they'll go with the three wide out to the right side, 1 to the near side left. B.J. Coleman to the left of Chaz Coleman in the backfield. And Chaz will run it up the middle to the 15, still going to the 10 and down close to the 7-yard line, maybe the 6. That'll stop the clock with a 1st and goal. 1:31 to go.
We almost had a procedure call. That tackle was real close to being in motion there, but
clock starts again. We're at 1:20 to go. Perry with a 9-7 lead. They got the lead after Harding in punt formation deep in their own territory had the snap go over the punter's head and out of the end zone. Coleman taking a lot of time here. We're down to 5 on the play clock. He's just standing in the backfield waiting for the snap, takes it, runs left, tries to cut back inside, and he stopped around the 5-yard line, and we're under a minute. Are they setting up a field goal here? They still have 2 timeouts remaining, and the clock continues to run. Down to 40 seconds, and Harding will call a timeout. So an interesting situation here for Matt Richardson, the first-year head coach. He got his first win last week. This is looking down the coaching staff on this Harding team. You got a lot of guys with 10, 20, 30-plus years experience, a couple of newbies, but mostly really experienced coaches, and they've been in this situation before, but until you're the head man in the last minutes, you don't really know what it's like.
No, absolutely. You don't want to second guess. Most of the time you have this prepared before the game. You have your chart, what you want to do in different situations. But like you said, it's completely different when you're under the lights on Friday night.
9-7 for Perry. 40 seconds to go. Warren Harding on the Perry 6 with a 2nd and goal. And they have 1 timeout remaining. Might you put it in the air here?
Could see something here.
They have Sims line up again on the near side as the receiver. And B.J. Coleman to the right of Chaz Coleman And up the middle he goes, weaving his way through traffic, and he is in for the touchdown. Chaz Coleman from 6 yards out just took it straight up the middle, worked off his blocks, and then got the last couple of yards himself. And Harding takes the lead with 35 seconds to go.
Yeah, that drive was all Mr. Coleman there. That was another a great run. You know, everything, they were going to the right, bounced off a couple of tacklers, and got the ball in the end zone.
So Harding will call a timeout here as we get set for the extra point. They're up 4 with 35 seconds, so just go ahead and kick it here, I would think. But after the celebration, it didn't leave them a whole lot of time to get set up for the kick. Jerron Edmonds is their kicker. Well, let's see. They look like they're bringing the offense back out. So they might go ahead and go for 2 here. That would make it a 6-point lead. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, you know, 4 points, you can't kick anything. You know, Perry has the kicker, so
right.
You got that covered. So now, you know, something happens to get in the end zone, you can always wish for a block extra point.
That's right. You have to force them to make the extra point. So if you get 2 here, you're up 6. 35 seconds to go. And if they are successful, then they would force Perry to get a touchdown and an extra point. If they don't get it, they would only need the 6 points for the touchdown to take the lead. But in any case, Harding has taken the lead. And they will go for 2.
Yeah, get this snap off. They had personnel issues again.
Coleman is faking a run. Now he's going to run around to the backfield, runs it forward, and he got in. Somehow he was able to find enough space to run it up the middle and get it in the end zone. That was a one-man drive for Warren Harding. And it was all Chaz Coleman on the 2-point run as well as on the touchdown run. As there wasn't really a hole there, he just found his way into the end zone.
No, he's not built like a scat back, small little running back, at 6'5", 230, but he sure runs and finds the seams like you want to. That gentleman's been playing both sides of the ball all night and punts, does whatever he wants, and very impressive young man.
So we have 35 seconds to go. Harding with the 6-point lead. And it will be Edmonds to kick off. This will be a heartbreaking loss for Perry if they are not able to score here in the final moments. Bouncing kick down the middle of the field. It's taken on the 30, out to the 35 and the 40, and down on the 42-yard line. Catch that number. It might have been Noah Mays. In any case, the ball will be on the 41 for Perry. They have 2 timeouts, and they need a touchdown. They have to go 59 yards, and they have 33 seconds. Let's see if Harding can get lined up and do their jobs here. Maddox back to throw, under pressure, rolling to his left, still rolling to the sideline, still running. He's out to the 50 and out of bounds on a nice play by Austin Maddox. He picks up 9 yards. Stop the clock, 25.8 remaining.
Yeah, scrambled there and got out of bounds. That was the most important thing. He had to get out of bounds there.
They spot him on the 49, so it'll be 2nd down and 2, but the down and distance not as important here as the time. 25.8 to go. 4 receivers, 1 slot. Maddox drops the snap, waits back in the pocket, throws far side. He had a man, and the pass is deflected away by Provett, who got in the way of that pass intended for Harris. Harris had some room over there. Pass maybe could have been a little bit higher, but Provett made a great play to tip it away with 20.7 to go.
Yeah, like you said, he was wide open in the flats. He could have caught that ball, got a few yards, and got out of bounds.
from the 49. 3rd down and 2, 20.7 to go. Perry down by 6. Snap back. Maddox fields the wide snap, gets away from the rusher, steps up, has a man wide open on the near side of the field, and he couldn't hang on to the ball on the 25-yard line. The ball went right through the hands of Jonathan Lemon. He took a hit from the defender who didn't know the ball was on the ground. And now we have a Harding player back behind the play who's down. I think that might be Coleman. He's been working hard for all but a few of the 48 minutes tonight, and he's down back around where the quarterback was. Not sure what the problem might be. He's been hobbling around a little bit tonight, and it's a cramp apparently.
Yeah, he forced him to throw the ball quick there. He came off the edge, shot off the sideline or off the edge and pressure. But bang play there by 8 and Perry. You know, that was a big hit, a clean hit.
Right, the defender coming in didn't realize. I mean, he hit him right as the ball was going through the hands of the receiver. That was a pass that was on target down around the 30-yard line. It would have been a big gain and put Perry in possibility of maybe going for the end zone a couple of times. As it is, they'll be back on their own 49 with a 4th and 2 with 14.7 to go. We're still tending to Chaz Coleman. Jackson leading Stowe on the Sardis scoreboard 31-7 as Coleman is up and coming off the field. 28-13 Northwest over Louisville. And remember, stay tuned following tonight's broadcast for the Paramount Elite Player of the Game. Paramount Elite for all your general contracting and home restoration needs. 4th and 2 for Perry. From their 49, they trail by 6 with 14.7 seconds to go. And Harding jumps offside. Man on the right end jumped as the Perry player went in motion in the backfield, so that'll give them a 1st down and put it on the Harding 46. Still at 14.7 on the clock. So not a desperation to get a 1st down here. You can see what they get, but now the snap goes through Maddox's hands. He runs it down, being chased near side, and he's tripped up and dropped on his own 48-yard line on a great play by Kenneth Bird. And Perry will call their last time out with 7.6 to go. Kenneth Bird, the senior defensive lineman, came in after Maddox had trouble with the snap and tried to run around the near end, and Bird just stuck the arm out and tripped him up.
Great job by Harding's DBs, the linebackers. A lot of times you see that ball get on the ground, you want to be a little anxious, maybe take a step forward, but they held in their zone and stayed back and didn't flinch there.
Now I'm counting. I only count 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only count 10 defensive players.
Chaz is down here in the end zone.
Oh, yep, you got one down there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he's playing
the last of defense.
Goalie, basically. Yep, Chaz Coleman, the all-everything for Harding, standing back down. Now he's down around the 10-yard line. He's back there to bat down anything that might come his way. 7.6 seconds to go. Harding 15, Perry 9. Panthers from their own 49-yard line. And back goes Maddox. Blitz coming. He steps up, fires deep, far side of the field to the goal line, and it is, I believe, intercepted at the goal line by guess who?
Why not?
Chaz Coleman intercepts at the 1-yard line, and the clock has hit zeros. It's all over from Perry, and the Warren Harding Raiders have beaten the Perry Panthers. The final score, 15-9, and we'll come back to wrap it up after this timeout. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
By choosing Life Care Family Health and Dental in Canton as your medical home, you'll have access to a variety of integrated health services, including dental, vision, women's health, children's health, and behavioral health. Life Care's goal is to provide comprehensive and coordinated medical care to maximize health outcomes for you and your family. If you are sick, we have same-day appointments for our current patients. For information on how to become a new patient, visit lifecare.org. At Life Care Family Health and Dental, you will never get turned away.
This is high school football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
Back at Perry, where this one has come to an end, a thrilling finish in week 3 as the Warren Harding Raiders have beaten the Perry Panthers by a score of 15-9, driving the length of the field on their last possession to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, both from Chaz Coleman, who did most, if not all, the running and completed several passes on that possession. So he said he also got the 2-point conversion, and then for good measure, our Paramount Elite player of the game intercepting the pass on the final play of the game. And we heard about him coming in, but he really showed off what he's got here tonight.
Absolutely. You're not getting SEC offers unless you're a special young man, and he is a special young man for sure. Really a hard-fought battle tonight. This is one of those games, back in the old days, if it was played on grass, it would have just been a mud fest. But I'm glad we have the turf and we could highlight the speed of Mr. Coleman tonight, and all around a very physical game, very clean game. We had a few things, but you'll have a little bit of skirmishes when that's physical of a game. But a well played game by both teams.
Perry falls to 2-1 now on the season with their first loss. They had not given up a score until tonight. They gave up a touchdown in the second quarter and then one on the final drive of the game for Harding. And the Raiders now also 2-1 with their second straight victory, and no easier for Perry next week as they have to take on the Lake Blue Streaks. And you're ahead. It's 9-7. You're thinking maybe you can run this out, but you fall in this game, and then it kind of brings you back around to those things that happened in the game tonight. The multiple fumbles, the 3 lost fumbles, one of them down inside the 15-yard line, and others when you had momentum, it seemed, and really just too many mistakes tonight for Perry.
Yeah, absolutely. That's Perry's usually, discipline-wise, when it comes to the fundamentals, taking care of the ball, that's their MO for sure. Yeah, they put the ball on the ground way too many times tonight, for sure. And then, they at last drive, they just found that little pocket there where they could just pitch and catch all the way down the field. And of course, you got to keep your eye on Coleman, but it was just they just marched it down, a great drive, and and I give Harding credit, after the safety, that they kept their composure, had a punt. Perry had good field position, had a nice stop, got the ball back. So, yeah, I'm impressed by both of these teams.
All right, that'll do it from Perry tonight. As again, the final score: Warren Harding 15, Perry 9. Thanks to Ryan Rainsberg back in the studios. Thanks to Ryan Bevere down on the field, and my partner Brian Beatty. I'm Clint Scroggs. Harding wins it tonight 15-9. You've been listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
And now
Q92.